Hey folks, I know it's a doubleheader today. Sorry about that. I got an email, I think it was Friday morning, pretty sure it was Friday morning. And it was Stand Up for the Constitution Today. It came from the 10th Amendment Center. And I will post a link down in the crotch bar. But it brings out a good point, and if you can push this in your states, by all means, people, write your local legislators, your state legislators, call them on the phone, fax them, email them, get them a copy of this, and just tell them, this is what you want. Now, this is a sort of like a blank, you might want to call it, fill in the blank type thing, form letter, where it says state, I'm going to say New Hampshire. See this? I'm from New Hampshire. And I'd like to see this one go through our state. Summary. Provides that all goods grown, manufactured, or made in New Hampshire and all services performed in New Hampshire, when such goods or services are sold, maintained, or retained in New Hampshire, shall not be subject to authority of the Congress of the United States under its constitutional power to regulate commerce, being enacted by the General Assembly of New Hampshire. Section 1. This act shall be known and may be cited as the Intra-State Commerce Act. Section 2. This is where you got the title of the official code of your state. Relating to commerce and trade is amended by adding a new chapter to read as follows. Chapter whatever, it would be the very next one. The General Assembly declares, A. The 10th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States codifies in law that the only powers which the federal government may exercise are those that have been delegated to it in the Constitution of the United States. B. The 9th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees to the people rights not enumerated in the Constitution and reserves to the power of New Hampshire those rights. Under Part C, under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3 of the Constitution of the United States, the federal government is empowered to regulate commerce among the several states. D. The power to regulate interstate commerce is reserved to the states or the people under the 9th and 10th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States. Part E. During the Constitutional Convention, the founders considered a plan which would have authorized the federal government to not only regulate commerce among the several states, but also any activity having spillover effects across state lines. They rejected it. If goods grown, manufactured, or made in New Hampshire, and all services performed in New Hampshire, when such goods or services are sold, maintained, or retained in New Hampshire, shall not be subject to the authority of the Congress of the United States under its constitutional power to regulate commerce amongst the several states. Part G. The provisions of this chapter shall apply to goods and services that are produced and retained in New Hampshire after whatever date. H. Any official agent or employee of the United States government or any employee of a corporation providing services to the United States government that enforces or attempts to enforce an act, order, law, statute, rule, or regulation of the government of the United States in violation of this act shall be guilty of a felony, and upon conviction must be punished by a fine not exceeding $2,000 or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years, or both. Part I. Any public officer or employee of the state of New Hampshire that enforces or attempts to enforce an act, order, law, statute, rule, or regulation of the government of the United States in violation of this act shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by imprisonment in the county jail not exceeding 6 months, or by a fine not exceeding $500, or both such fine and imprisonment. Section 3. This act takes effect upon approval of the governor. Governor Lynch, this gets through New Hampshire. You damn well better have the spine to sign this. If you want to stay living in this state, you better start thinking about the people of the state. Peace out, all.